Whew. Whew. Honestly speaking, I didn't expect to make another video like this at all. See, I think I started to vlog or started my YouTube channel once again approximately a year ago from now. If I'm not mistaken, it's been a year now. And I started my very first video, my channel introduction, in this type of style. I just picked up my camera, I just hit press record, and just talked about what was going on in my mind or in my head at the time. And it's been a very, very hot day in Germany right now. It's been 37 degrees, and all of a sudden it just started pouring rain. And whenever it pours rain, I don't know, I just love the rain, so that it just makes you feel very comfortable and feel like I'm at home, even though I am at home. And I also started to create social media content like Instagram and TikTok for the past, it's been 4 days now. And every time I start creating social media content, like I said, reels on Instagram and TikTok, I get into this very depressive loophole. I start to compare myself to other people success. I look at their views, I look at their likes, I look at their followers, and I tell a genuine story which is very valuable to me, but it doesn't get the recognition I expected to get. And it stresses me, so my mind is 24/7 occupied looking at other people, comparing myself to the other people. And I realized when I was in Japan, I had a friend who had a big time, like big FOMO. He was constantly always trying to ask and get into like the people's friend circles and asking, hey, what did he just say? What are you guys doing? And I told him, like, from friend to friend, you know what? I really like you, like, don't get it wrong. Like, he was just like, I just knew him for a few months, but I really, like, was a good guy, and we're still in contact. I told him, you got a very crazy FOMO. And I didn't tell him in a demeaning way, I just told him that he can, work on it, because it's nothing nice. And today I'm just sitting there once again, doom scrolling, thinking about what I'm gonna do next for my video, what I can do better. Getting signals over signals, like you have to start now, all you have to do is start, all you have to do this, all you have to do that. And here I am, doing the right thing, just starting and doing it. And this is when I'm actually the only time that I'm mentally free. Like, this is when I feel like, whew, I'm doing the thing. I feel accomplished. The moment I work on it, the moment I work on a craft and I don't overthink it for once, I feel accomplished. But 99% of the time I'm not doing that. I'm just, looking at other people, and more specifically, since I come from a very, well, not that rich background, let's put it that way. My parents are not educated, they are like coming from a different country, immigrated here, and I was born here. So they really couldn't guide me in a educational way. So ultimately, all I could do was always just look at my friends, what they do, and copy their pathways, because they had parents which like put them into this school. So I ultimately also got put in that school, and it benefited me for the better. But the problem with that was that I was constantly at some point just starting to compare myself and trying to do what they were doing. And, seeing the accomplishments, he got the car, he doesn't have to worry about that because his parents take care of that. He got this job opportunity because he got this connection. And I didn't have none of that. Like, there was no such thing for me in my life the whole time. And it was eating me up because I wanted to get something going for myself so bad. But how was I supposed to get something going for myself if I'm constantly comparing and chasing someone else's life? Like, there's no such thing. And that's something that I really have to work on. And therefore, the only thing I can do is just learning to find my own voice and creating my own voice. By creating those videos, by making this real video that I can look back on and reflect on and keep journaling, keep reflecting on myself and growing from it. It is a very hard thing to do, but it is even harder to constantly be in this race with someone else who is not even in a race with you, and you're just trying to get what they have, which will ultimately, first of all, now if you think about it, I don't think nobody's going to be necessarily happy if they reach a place that the other person is in, because you don't even know how the other person is feeling. I've got rich friends who have lacking so many other things that I have, and I see what they lack and what they're not happy. And I don't think that I'm gonna be necessarily much more happier just because I have the money, just because I'm in their shoes. It's rather about how I get there, how I accomplish it, how I, fulfill my own path. And really, all I can do is just focus on that. It's not gonna change from today or tomorrow, and it's not gonna change in the next week or months, and maybe not even in a year or two. But all I can do is just constantly remind me of that. So I do want to create those opportunities for myself by, creating this personal brand, sharing my past, my experiences on YouTube, on social media. But at the same time, I want to find my own voice and build a life that I want to live, and not compare myself the whole time. It's way, way harder than I think it is. Sorry, I just got distracted because somebody else was walking around here. Got a little bit camera shy. But so yeah, that's currently what's going on. I'm super proud still that I'm making those videos, that I'm uploading everything constantly on YouTube once a week. I kept my promise to myself, not for anyone else. And eventually it's gonna show off. Obviously, it hurts me very much in my pride and ego. Seeing those people at my age, making this money, building those businesses, and I'm just here trying to get an internship in the US because that's my dream. But I can't make it happen for myself. So I can either keep complaining about it and look at other people's success or whatever they flex on social media, or just keep working towards the goals that I want to achieve by posting this. I mean, I don't even know specifically in which way it's gonna help me in getting my internship, but what I know is that this is something that I want to do, and it is difficult, and I'm going to struggle. I'm gonna have a lot of self-doubt. That's for sure. But I've been always a big proponent and believer in doing hard things to grow from them. And this is one of those things. And also with the social media, yes, it is a fear of FOMO, but it's also a good way if you look at it and handle it properly, a way to create opportunities. So in these current days, in what like the change of the economic, I would really highlight and suggest that whatever it is, follow your own voice. And if you don't know what your voice is and feeling lost, like I do get it, it's same for me. Like no one, to be honest, no one even has it figured out at all. Never, at no time. So it's really just more about the progress, the journey that makes you who you are and that fulfills you ultimately. So that's what I can say is just listen to yourself, do what you want to do, even though it seems impossible or hard, as long as you enjoy it and think you can gain something from it, like grow from it as a person. And ultimately, honestly speaking, I've been blessed, and thank God, like I always ended in the right place up. Like I never had a good car, but when I turned 18, my mom got all her savings together to buy me a 1,500 euro car, which was my first car. And I wasn't carless, so thank God for that, and thank my mom for that. Like it was, everything worked out. And then obviously I wanted more. I wanted a better car, but I didn't. And a few years later, I got myself a better car. Right now, my internship it is. I'm lucky and blessed enough to get a good paying internship, which is necessary for me to support myself and my family, and at the same time gain something from it. This is also something which I shouldn't take for granted, and being just aware of this is already such an important thing, like grounding yourself and knowing hey, you know what, you actually are doing, you're on a good way and you're on a good path. And I think that's what really is the switch in mentality and makes a difference in the person who's always chasing something else and more and better. And sometimes to take a breath in life and look around and see how far you've come. But yeah, I think that rant was pretty good. I really needed that. I also like those type of talking head videos. It's been a lot of stuff that building up. My YouTube videos weren't getting the views, are not getting the views at all, but which I still am totally fine with. But YouTube, I really like, creating content on social media like Instagram and TikTok. That's what I mean by social media. It really is a very different experience. It's very unfulfilling for me. And I do still need to find my voice there, but for YouTube, making those videos, I feel like it's more something that I like. I know that people can relate to, or maybe not, but that's fine. But at least this gives me a much bigger, greater purpose. I don't even know what I said helps anyone or makes sense. I think I mixed everything up like my brain does the whole time. But ultimately speaking, I'm glad if you made it this far, and just keep going after it. Don't give up. Find your own voice. I think that's the message here. By actually doing the things, experimenting. There's no right, no wrong. All you can do is just test it out. And honestly speaking, here's a good advice: the less you know, the better you're off. I mean, that's not an advice, but that's just something I would try to, make a motto. Like, because the more you know, the more restrictions you have mentally, because I know so much about like like apparently know so much about social media, how to do content, how to hook the people, how to do this and that. Like, I lost authenticity in my eyes anyway. But I limit myself, and then I'm overthinking it. I'm like, oh no, this show is not good. It's not hooking the people. This is not that. And ultimately, it's just getting fake. So thanks for tuning in, and see you in the next one. Peace.